Who's hosting? You.
Hey
You're the
everybody,
man.
welcome to Laughing Place. We are going to do a show right now called the Top 23 Disney Things in 2023. What I am going to call it is Laughing Place editorial staff's most anticipated Disney things of 2023. We put our collective minds together. We almost made one rational mind, and we decided what are the 23 things coming up in the world of Disney that we are most looking forward to because
We never
it is
found that rational
2023.
mind, did we?
When we first did this, was it 20 things we were looking forward to? Is this like our fourth one, I'm guessing? Somewhere around there.
We've done
we
it
might have
in
started
some
at
capacity
18 or
before,
19.
probably. Yeah,
But,
I would think so. But the way we do it now with the whole voting system and everything is slightly newer, and we keep adding people every year.
So we're gonna count down from 23 to 1. Now this includes everything that comes under the Disney umbrella. We're talking Hulu TV shows. We're talking attractions. We're talking upcoming CEO changes. We're talking random ABC shows that may or may not premiere. If Disney put it out in any way, shape, or form, we have included it in our list. So we have
and
a
we
spreadsheet.
hope that they come out in 2023. Some of these things are nebulous, but we're gonna hope.
Who was that? All right. So we had a
I was
spreadsheet.
surprised that a full dozen of these 23 were Hulu TV shows.
They're prolific. So we had 66 items that we voted on to come up with this 23. 66, which may be a omen in of itself. And we narrowed it down to 23. We're going to go through them 23 to 1. I will tell you right now some things that did not make the list. Dear Mama did not make the list. Super Kitties did not make the list.
What? I voted for Super Kitties.
If it was
Hercules
Super Doggies,
premiering-
Benji would have given it his number one vote.
Hercules premiering at Paper Mill Playhouse. Echo did not make the list. Shockingly, Doctor Who coming to Disney Plus did not make the list. But 23 things did. We're going to go from 23 to 1. We encourage you in the comments to play a part. Cheer our good choices, boo our bad choices, and put your choices in there. Be a part of the festival. We're going to start off with number 23.
We need like a Chapek and Iger emoji so that people can boo and cheer that way.
Chapek is trying to relax on this penultimate day of the year. And you are...
I heard he got a job at Staples. Is that true?
Yeah, they have that.
Yeah.
I should introduce us because we're going to be here a while. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, host of Disney Trivia Live, co-host of Disney Parks Talk Live, and all-around tech guru for this piece of garbage we call Laughing Place. The man over there.
Whoa, Laughing Place just standing around trying to enjoy the day. And
No, you should be proud of what I did. Not so much.
I'm not Laughing Place, but I've had so many tech issues over the past few days. It's driving me crazy. So I'm strictly talking tech. The content is... the man over there is Tony Betty, head of animation. Our animation editor and all-around good guy, my favorite person in the whole world. Tony Betty, how you doing, Tony?
I'm good. I thought those tech issues were mostly Google's fault from what I was told, but I guess we're finally coming around.
The man below me, we call him the Elmer of this operation because he is the glue that keeps it all together. That is the managing editor, Kyle Burbank.
And that's Tweety Bird. I confused my Looney Tunes, but I was gonna make an Elmer Fudd joke, but thank you.
I was thinking you're comparing him to a dead horse for a second.
And the man right down there, the man who covers Southern California theme parks, as well as all things Lucas, including Star Wars, Indiana Jones, the only member of the Laughing Place team to wear a toupee, that is Michael Celestino.
He's already self-conscious. He's like, I can see him already adjusting his real hair.
I'm okay with it right now. A little earlier it was really looking like a toupee, but 100% real up top. You can tussle it, have you tussle it next time I see you. Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon will take you up on that.
Ready to go.
All right, so let's get started. Let's go to stuff that is on the list, starting off at number 23. This one coming from the world of Star Wars / Disney Plus. I'm going to let Mike talk about this one a little bit because I'm sure this was high on his list, Skeleton Crew.
It is high on my list, and I was surprised that it ended up in the top 23 because we don't know a lot about it. and it beat out some things that are probably a little higher profile that I was surprised didn't make the list. I don't know if we want to spoil what those things were, but
No.
no. Okay. So yeah, this is a show. Well, it kind of combines the worlds of Star Wars and Marvel, which is why I think it maybe had some power behind it. But it's a show by the Spider-Man creative team, the guys who did the recent Spider-Man trilogy, set in the Star Wars universe, and it's got some influence from 80s kids movies. So I'm very excited for this. We don't know a ton about it other than it stars Jude Law, and it's got some Goonies stuff going on.
Other than Mike, so when we rank these from 1 to 23, 23 being best, which will drive me crazy till the day I die. So Mike gave this an 18. Do you know who gave it the second highest ranking, Mike?
I'm going to guess Cole.
Wrong. Me.
Okay.
I gave it a 16 because Disney Plus and Star Wars has been hit after hit after hit after hit with me. So I am greatly anticipating, except for cartoons. I don't watch cartoons. So I am greatly anticipating this. All right.
Question.
Yeah.
So this is not about locksmiths in the Star Wars universe?
Anyone else want to ask a real question or say anything real about Skeleton
It's Skeleton Crew, not Skeleton Key.
Well, yeah, the Skeleton Key crew. That's what I took it as.
Okay.
Are they reprising their roles from Curse of the Black Pearl?
At number 22, from the world of Michael Mack, who is not here with us today, cartoons. Exactly. I'm not into cartoons. I'm 51 years old. I've outgrown them. From the world
likes
of
Disney animated features.
Marvel, coming in at number 22. I'm going to let Kyle talk about this one because he is a co-host of the Zacks of Life Marvel podcast. We have X-Men 97.
Yes, so this is a direct sequel to the beloved children's show, animated for children exclusively. Tony, that's great.
I would call it young adult for the record, but YA.
But this is a classic series, and this is going to pick up. It seems like pretty much where it left off. Hence the 97. We've already gotten lots of X-Men teases in the MCU, and it seems like maybe this will. We've heard the theme technically. It's been credited as X-Men 97 in the couple times that we've heard it in the past year. So yeah, we don't know a ton about this one. They released like some concept art and things like that, but I know Mike Mack, for one, is very much looking forward to this. I would not be surprised if he gave it something that starts with a 2.
He did not actually. Mike Mack was not the highest voter for this one, believe it or not. He middling, only a 15. The highest voter for this was a Mrs. Kyle Burbank, Becca, who gave it a 19.
I didn't even know if Becca voted, so that's news to me.
I assume that's who that is. BB/FB.
That'd be Benji Breitbart /fanboy.
Well, dang. I mean, who's Becca? She didn't vote at all? Why do we insist on initials? It's not like the Google Sheet can't handle more letters. All right, so...
Not all of us have like crazy long names either.
Fanboy gave it a 19 out of 23, followed by Mike, who gave it a 15, and
Alex Rife.
Alex, who gave it a 15. It only appeared on 6 lists, but the lists it appeared on ranked it very, very highly.
I thought I gave it like a 1 or a 2.
I also gave it a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Celestino gave it a 1. What are your initials, Tony Betty? You did not rank it, Tony.
Okay, then I lied. I thought I did. I might have debated it. Or I felt that might have, like, my 1 might have hurt it, so I think I just left it alone.
Why would your 1 have hurt it? Do you not understand how this works?
No, I don't.
It doesn't go down for having a low number. It can only
Tony
go
doesn't
up.
understand how the voting works, and Doobie doesn't know how to figure out our initials. So this is going great.
Swimmingly. All right. Coming in at number 21. I have lost count. 23, 22. Coming in at number 21 is one I will take because this is my favorite part of the Disney pantheon, and that is the 25th anniversary of the Disney cruise line. Hard to believe it's been 25 years, 1998, since this thing launched. I took my first in 2006, so I was
Stop
very late.
tripping.
Dude, Tony,
Sorry.
do it for the next 2 hours. You're not going to work. It's not going to work. I always thought cruising is not fun until I took one, and then I regret wasting the first 7 years of Disney Cruise Line. But that's okay. So it turns 25 next year.
Well, isn't
They're
your
gonna
favorite
have-
ship one of the newer ones?
Yes,
The Fantasy?
but I love them all. No, the Dream.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I
the
love
Dream.
them all. But the Dream is my favorite. 25 years next year, they've announced, haven't announced very much, but they're going to have a celebration. They're going to have cool new costumes for the characters. That's always a big deal. And they're going to have a new level, the Pearl level. So I just reached Platinum. I thought I was at the pinnacle of life. And now they tell me I need to take like 15 more cruises to get to Pearl. So by the time I get there, they're going to have like Onyx or something, and at least I'll qualify. So Disney Cruise Line, 25th anniversary this year. Thank you, Kyle. And looking forward to whatever they do. It's going to be fun. Anything with the cruise is fun. I'm guessing. Go ahead.
There's special cruises, right? You have to take a 25th anniversary cruise.
Have to.
Well, there are some. Yeah, there's going to be special sailings next summer where you'll get the characters in their aqua outfits. And if you're looking to book one of those, you can contact our good friends at Mouse Fan Travel. Recommended, no extra cost to you, and they'll handle everything.
Something occurs to me. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did we nominate Disney's 100th anniversary? Was that on the list?
Not directly. But there are various aspects of it that it's always hard to decide where do you put the granularity. So
yeah, okay.
There's a good example of that coming up with a couple of things that both made the list that could really be combined in a way if you wanted.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it seems. So I don't question Kyle because I know what a pain in the butt it would be to get questions on such things. Let's see, the cruise line made 5 people's list. Obviously, with highest for me was 19. Tony Betty also had it on his list. So the people who care about the cruise line care a lot. And that's why it's on the list. Coming up next in 20th place is something that we're going to let our animation expert talk about. It is the next animated feature from Pixar out of Emeryville. I don't know if this is going to go in theaters or direct to Disney Channel or something.
Theaters. It's theaters right now. I say it right now.
Elemental. Tell us.
I've been calling it Westfire Story, to be completely honest, because it's very much Romeo and Juliet with the different elements of Earth, a fire and water piece, and they're gonna argue with Earth and wind at some point, I'm sure, and get into some kind of rumble. But no, it's
will that be on the 25th? Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm excited for it. I always love a good new Pixar movie directed by Peter Sohn. Hopefully this will be his redemption piece for attempting to clean up the mess that was The Good Dinosaur. Because he was the 3rd director on that one, working with what he can. But this is going to be this is entirely his own. So we'll see. And it's inspired by Brooklyn, if I remember right. So that'll play into it in some way. But yeah, fire, water, romance. Pixar doesn't like to give too many story details right off the bat, so that's all we got.
It's the biggest mismatch since Paul Abdul and MC Scat Cat.
Yep.
Pixar had a couple of releases this year. I believe they had Lightyear and Turning Red.
Correct.
Mixed reception in every way. I know you were a fan, but
of what?
Weren't you a fan of Turning Red?
I'm a big fan of Turning Red. I'm a fan of Lightyear.
Okay.
I like Turning Red more than I like Lightyear. Lightyear was good. Turning Red was great.
All I said is you're a big fan. Don't get all defensive, Tony.
No, I'm just saying because you're saying mixed reviews all around. I was going to say mixed reviews for Lightyear. Turning Red was across the board pretty much loved. So
what was its box office?
It was the biggest streaming debut to date until Hocus Pocus 2.
Until it got beat out by Hocus Pocus 2. So
yep.
That's some bragging about.
Those Hocus Pocus folks are quite fans of anything with that.
What are you anticipating for Element? I mean, are you based on what you know? Are you truly excited for this film?
I'm interested. I'll be candid. I'm not like, oh my God, I got to see it because I know I will. but it's not one I'm as of right now. I'm blasting out the door to go see in a theater. I'll still see it in theaters because that's the way animation should be seen. But
yeah, okay. So that was number 20, I believe.
We'll know more as they leak out more. Not leak out, but release more. As long as they do, because look at what happened with Strange World, and that wasn't really marketed at all.
People say that. I think that's such a cop-out. Oh, lack of marketing. You know, people just didn't want to see it. It's that simple. Coming up next, unfortunately, Tony gets to go twice in a row.
Yay!
Who else but Tony would want to wax?
How much was this? Did I vote for this one?
I should have gone to Elemental. Elemental, actually, you know, the highest in Elemental wasn't Tony. It was Tony, just the boulder's in the wrong place. Cole was right behind you.
Okay.
And it made 7 lists. So once again, people that want to see it are excited about it, are really excited about it. Much like this next thing, World of Color 1.
I'm stupid excited for this. Yeah. World of Color is, in my opinion, the most beautiful man-made piece of entertainment Disney's ever done. Remember Dreams Come True is up there pretty high also. But
hang on, are there pieces of entertainment that were made by Disney but not by humans?
Yeah, that petrified tree, I do believe, is entertaining for some people.
It was for Lillian.
That's yep.
When he starts a sentence without knowing where it's going to end, and this is what we get.
Accurate.
You know, when the Tower of Terror got struck by lightning in real life, that was.
So what can you tell us about World of Color 1, Tony?
Not a lot, other than it will use the existing infrastructure for World of Color 1. It will be. It takes on the idea that one drop of water, or in this case, one action by a character, can create a ripple effect throughout everything. Much like Walt Disney's first piece of entertainment did 100 years later, it's still creating a ripple effect. That's how you tie it into the whole 100 Years of Wonder bit. But yeah, it looks like it'll have all kinds of the newer ones. I would say tune in to Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve tomorrow, because you might see some of the show and it'll really entice you. And if I were to have seen it somewhere in some way, it would have built the excitement for that.
I am excited.
This is why we don't have Tony on here.
An original song for this one.
Start a Wave.
It's called Start a Wave. Yeah, which is kind of a cool thing, because obviously a lot of times these, well, the World of Color, they had obviously the theme song to World of Color, but that was an existing song, and then you have all of the ones that go with the films, but there wasn't really did it have its own theme really?
World of Color?
Yeah, like an original one.
Oh no, World of Color. The theme from World of Color is the old TV show thing.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's cool.
Yeah.
That now this one's gonna have its
own. The Celebrate World of Color Celebrate the 60th anniversary one, hosted by Neil Patrick Harris.
That nobody liked.
If you want to watch a narrative documentary, put it in the cinema and host it by Steve Martin. But that one had Celebrate the Magic, but that was also from a different show, so nothing original to it. Although it did, and we'll know it had the Disneyland song at the end, but that's from the Howard Ashman musical Smile. So, so no, you're right, Kyle. Yeah, it's the first original piece for World of Color.
Tony, can you start a wave? I wanted to see if we could do this horizontally. Can you start it?
Kyle.
That was so weak. So weak. Kyle does not know how waves work living in the Midwest.
One.
All right. World of Color 1, of course, Tony had it the highest on this list, but it actually made 8 lists, which I think we only had 10. I guess we had 12 total. And this made 8, which is one of the higher makes.
Who else voted it highly besides me?
Kyle had it 15, Benji 14, Lee, is that who LS is? Yeah, Lee 13. Thankfully, he still gets a vote. We had our top story of the year, thanks to him, even though he doesn't work here anymore. And my wife gave it a 9, which I think is just because she wants to see Tony cry. So she's anticipating that moment.
I suspect, based on that concept art and the characters you see in it, if executed properly, I will probably be weeping. Yeah, because you've got the Moana scene. Basically, almost all of these scenes, at some point when I saw the movie, I said, that would look great as a World of Color moment. So thanks, guys.
No problem. All right, so
What
for
was the
this,
story of the year, that was thanks to Lee. I don't even know.
wasn't that Disney Channel renewal gift or whatever? I heard we got that as a tip from Lee.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
People still renew
Anyway.
the Disney Channel?
I mean, that's a story from way back around Expo time, but that literally was far and away our number one story of the year. I should give you that list, Kyle. It's a fun list to see what our big stories were this year. Anyway.
Disney Plus is what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Oh, the gift box thing?
Yes.
Got it.
The nebulous
At the
gift
time I was
box
told
thing.
that was a tip. All right. Next up is number 18. I'm going to give this one to Mike Celestino because he was very creative in his video that he did for this one, and that is the Haunted Mansion movie.
I was really hesitant about this movie until I saw the footage they showed at D23 Expo, which really got me excited for it. I think it looks very funny and entertaining, and it's a tribute to the ride, obviously. And the guy who directed this movie used to be a Disneyland cast member, which really won a lot. I think it really won the audience over when he showed his old cast ID up on the big screen.
Who is the director?
I'm blanking on his name.
Maynard.
All right, I know that was my first thought.
But yeah, I think this might be pretty good. Might surprise a lot of people.
So
Justin
it's not
Simeon?
Guillermo, to confirm.
It's not Guillermo. No, sorry.
Is it Justin Simeon?
That's right. Yes, Justin Simeon.
Oh, and this is supposed to come out in March, I believe. And do you know anything additional about it, Kyle? I know you're our managing editor. You keep on top of everything.
Well, they wanted to keep it authentic. So to film this, they went to Atlanta.
It made 10 lists, which is amazing. And I am not one of them. I have no excitement. So it did not necessarily get very high ratings. The highest was number 15 from JG.
I gave an
Jeremiah.
appropriate
Jeremiah.
13.
Oh, was that on purpose, Mike?
No, but it just shook out that way, and I was like, oh, that's appropriate.
That's cool. But it made 10 lists, not mine. And it comes in as our 18th most anticipated thing of the year. Yes, Tony Betty.
I'm going back to Kyle's authentic comment. Yes, we know that it's fun, but what would be the authentic? Would it be New Orleans or would it be somewhere in New England? Or
New
like a
Orleans.
Wild Wild West house? But that'd be more Phantom Manor. That's different.
I think New Orleans, because
I agree. But
The original.
the Tokyo one is identical to Florida, so technically there's two New England representations. Anyway, that's all.
The funny part is you really do say technically all the time.
I do, yeah. You guys were the one who brought it to my attention. But yeah, that one, and then I say, I will say, I say that a lot. But yeah, there's a few that Laughing Place has brought to my attention.
Is there anything more superfluous than I will say? More just speaking to hear your own voice than saying I will say right before you say something?
I use
Anyway.
it in the case of an addendum, but yes.
Let's see. The next one, who should? Oh, did I say? Yeah, I said how to match. Okay. The next one, number 17. I feel this one should go to Tony as well. Pains me to no end. Number 17 on our list. New fireworks show coming to Epcot.
Oh, okay. That's all we know.
Yeah.
But Epcot just had Epcot Forever, and then came Harmony
Oh,
US.
Epcot Forever we knew was a placeholder.
Right.
We
Despite
didn't
the
realize
name.
it was going to be a placeholder forever, like the irony there. But yes. And then came Harmonious, which I enjoy. I know I'm in the minority on that one, though. I think more people hate the infrastructure for Harmonious more than the actual show Harmonious. But because of that infrastructure, which still might carry over, I don't even know. Nobody knows. They just said, no, we're scrapping it because the audience has demanded something new. And yeah, we'll have something new at some point. Josh D'Amaro announced it at D23 Expo, said, hey, go see Harmonious when you're at Epcot. No, you really should see Harmonious at Epcot. See it, because it might be gone.
Is that really how he announced it?
Paraphrasing, but yes.
Yeah.
We might go ahead and build behind Big Thunder, and we might take away
Yeah,
Harmonious.
exactly.
I'm not ready to commit to anything. I completely agree with you about this show, Tony. Like, I think Harmonious, as just on its own merit, is a perfectly fine show.
Yep.
I think it's just having that stuff out there all day is such a hindrance to the park experience the rest of the day that's what people hate about it. And so I think they should go back to having something that they can put out through
Float
that
out.
bridge in the middle of the, a couple hours
Because realistically, the giant
a
globe
big
for
pot of
illuminations.
drones.
Yeah. Well, that's what the little islands are for. Let's be real. But no, nobody said anything when that giant globe would sit by the America Gardens Theater for most of the day.
Because it just sat there by the theater, it wasn't blocking the. But this show.
I
Never
like
had a
looking
chance.
at the old timey ships, but no, there's a big globe in the way.
Thank you for emphasizing that, P.
I feel like this show never had a chance because of the. If somehow this show could have debuted on the same day these barges debuted, it may have had a completely different reception. But having to look at these things for months without having the accompanying show, the show absolutely never had a chance. Never had a chance.
So do you have the art handy for what they were going to do in the daytime with those?
I think I do actually.
Okay. If they had got it to execute that properly and the way that they presented it, I think we wouldn't be having this problem either, because it was supposed to be a daytime fountain that I don't know where they messed up along the way or whatever they changed, but they were supposed to just leave it on. And now when you leave it on, I've seen them like try it, or maybe they're testing, I don't know, but they have the water on and it still is very evident. But I was like, if you put little objects in the water to make it look more like visual white noise, you'd never know those are hiding behind it. But
can I?
But they didn't. You do.
You can tell Gio is a rope dropper because he's got 2 coffees in his hands in this photo. He's got to keep himself fueled.
Well, as I copy and paste stuff to create this constantly updating banner, I just want to thank you for not abbreviating on the spreadsheet, making my life much easier right now.
Can I talk about this really quick? I would like to see Epcot Forever play every year on October 1st.
Okay.
But with real versions of the song instead of the children's choir.
I mean, I like Epcot Forever the way it is. Did we need that 18th recording of the Universe of Energy theme? No, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's like
this show
recital.
Coming in at number 17, appeared on 9 lists. So again, this is a matter of just being on a lot of lists. You probably can guess by this discussion here that it was not on Mike Celestino's list. He is not one that voted for it. But Jeremiah Good had it the highest at the 20th. I think he's just looking forward to the media event. I had it 18th. And here we go. All right, coming up next, let's give this one. Oh, dang it. We're going to give this one to Kyle. Wait, what is this? Wait, hold on.
Why don't you just tell me what it is and we'll figure it out.
No. We're going to give this one to Mike Celestino. He's our Southern California theme park resort reporter. Okay. Wondrous Journeys.
It's a new nighttime spectacular coming to Disneyland, the original Magic Kingdom here in Southern California. It will be a combination of pyrotechnics and projection effects on Sleeping Beauty Castle and Main Street USA.
It sounds like the Lumineers.
The Langoliers.
I forgot about for the Epcot thing. Mike messaged me and asked if it was a nighttime spectacular, and I'm like, I think anything that takes place.
I don't know. I didn't know if I should use the term fireworks or nighttime spectacular.
If it's Disney, it must be a nighttime spectacular. They never just do fireworks anymore.
No, yeah, it's never a fireworks show involved. Unless it's Fantasy in the Sky. Then it's just Fantasy in the Sky fireworks.
Let's see. So of us, I gave it a 17.
Is be part of this show as well, which is interesting. He's going to fly over the castle.
Who is?
That's Baymax.
Interesting.
You may know him from Big Hero 6.
Yes. I say interesting also because I'm putting it in my head because when they announced it, they said every feature from Walt Disney Animation Studios, from Snow White to Wish, all 62 of them are going to be featured in some way in this show. So it has my attention. I want to see how they turn the Sleeping Beauty Castle or all of Main Street into the bubbling black cauldron. So
dinosaur.
And this was Tony's fifth most anticipated thing of the year. So Tony likes his pyro and likes his animation.
If they do it like they did Remember Dreams Come True, but with the animated films of the catalog, done. It might usurp your World of Color. Might.
But World of Color is the greatest fan-made thing Disney's ever done.
It is. It's liquid Fantasia in the greatest way. But if done right, that's where I say it. Wondrous Journeys could possibly take it, but we'll see.
Gio thinks they will give an eighth of a second to Black Cauldron.
It'll probably be like if you're familiar with the Wonderful World of Animation show on the Chinese Theater at the Hollywood Studios. All of them are represented in some way in that one. Well, up to Encanto, but like you see the Black Cauldron for a half second. It's Taryn and Alwyn. Even I don't know her name from the Black Cauldron.
Even Tony.
Yeah. They just like run by for a second, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it was there.
And this debuts the whole weekend or the whole launch, January 23, Disney 100 launch, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
January 27th.
Yep.
Okay. I look forward to Tony's article citing each one of exactly how they cite each one of the animated features. I think that's going to be a fun article coming from Tony.
I love that idea. Now we just got to get somebody to fly me out there for it.
Video will work fine.
No,
you can just do it from the video of the show. Don't get too excited. It's not like you can rewind
like 6 hours of payroll for it, though.
Whoa, we're going way inside now. This is Patreon level.
Frame by frame.
All right. Let's see. That was Wondrous Journey. As I said.
I love a good Zapruder reference. Any time of day. You could just randomly say Zapruder, and I'm like, props.
Back into the list. That was Tony and Doobie's very anticipated of the people here. Mike Celestino, despite the fact he covers Disneyland Resort, did not have it on his list.
It'll probably be his video I end up watching. So get the good stuff. Right?
Yeah, it depends where they put me for the media event. What's that?
You can video better when you're not personally invested. You're not videoing through tears.
That's probably true.
I'm not trying. I he made a short film about something he's passionate about in 6 parts or whatever.
I'd like to point out that the World of Color video I took, Doobie, you yourself said, well, what show is this? I would watch this. So my video of World of Color for you made you want to see it more. And you've already seen it.
I've seen it twice, and both times I just feel like it was not right. Like if I actually got to see this show the right way somehow, I would love it as much as you do. But I much more enjoy being a detractor on it. So I'm done.
You didn't need to see the stampede scene from Lion King in the middle of your day.
Nothing makes you feel better. All right, this one is going to be Michael Celestino as well, because this is also from the Disneyland Resort. This is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opening on the West Coast. Mike Celestino, what do the people have to look forward to?
I believe it's the exact same attraction that we have already in Disney's Hollywood Studios, but I'm told that the queue has a lot more interesting stuff to look at in it.
Yes, it will be a very different queue. And that gets into the animation, so I suspect Tony's up to speed on that.
Yeah, I know it references all of old Mickey's cartoons. I know the concept art shows like Mickey and the Beanstalk kind of winding through it. What I'm most interested about, though, is I think it was Ken Potrock, the Disneyland president, somebody took to Instagram and was talking about how that one will have visual effects intended for Florida's that never made it to Florida, which makes me wonder if it's the old 2.5D sequences that they promised Florida, but coming to California instead. So it will be different in some way, but only time will tell how.
What exactly is 2.5D, Tony?
We don't know, because that's what they would just keep promising us. It's 3D without the glasses. So I know in
we've
Florida's
determined
version,
that-
you can kind of see the layered. It's almost like a multi-plane projection effect, but I think it'll be more prominent in the new one.
For 2.5D, do you have to wear a monocle?
Yes. Old timey also. You have to, and everybody on somehow they make everybody on ride speak with one of those 1930s radio accents. So
Which,
I can't believe
for
it's
some reason, you're not doing
like
right now.
Saw Max in half.
well, I'm not on the attraction, but I'm sure when I came off, I'd be like, "Oh, what a whippersnap of an attraction!" Like something like that.
Wait, saw Max in half?
Yeah, 2.5D. There's Deborah, Dorothy, and then Max.
And Max. The union sent him. I forgot. Yes.
Of our crew here, I gave this the highest ranking as 21, my third most anticipated, along with LM, Luke Manning. Luke Manning and I are on the same page. Kyle has it as a 20. Why so high, Kyle?
I was very surprised by the Floridian version. I really enjoyed it, and I still consider Disneyland to be my home park. So I'm excited for it to get this attraction that I think will fit well there and turn. It's a fun area of the park, but it kind of an afterthought for my park day. It's not something I really sought out all that often, so it'll be good to have a reason to go back there.
Tony gave it 17. He's very excited. Benji only gave it a 1, so he's the reason that the curve got brought down, right, Tony? Isn't that how
Yes,
that works?
that was
You
my
should've
thought.
just
I
left
thought
off
of the
his
top
list.
23, it gets readjusted in some way, but I'm wrong.
What did I give it? I think I put it on my list
Give
somewhere.
it an 8. Yeah,
An
an
8,
8. There's some level of excitement there from you.
I spend so much time at Disneyland. Really, any addition except for fireworks is going to go on my list.
I forget your qualm with fireworks.
They could debut one of the old fireworks shows and I would not even notice.
Like,
I
that
used
was
to say
5
that.
minutes long. That's weird.
I agree on fireworks back in the day, but they've gotten so much more elaborate now with now that they're spectaculars and all the projections and stuff that I actually do enjoy them much more.
I did like Mickey's Mix Magic. I thought that was fun.
But coming up next is number 14. We're going to let, once again, co-host of Zach's the Life discuss this one, and that is Loki Season 2 on Disney+.
Yeah, so we got the tiniest peek of this one in the 2023 Disney Plus sizzle reel that they put out that was actually narrated by Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. But I think, Mike, this was your favorite Marvel series that's been released, right?
I would say so, yeah.
We didn't know what to think going into it and had a great time with it, and it ended on a really interesting note. So I'm definitely looking forward to the second season, and I know some of our viewers, like Nick and Ella, probably as well.
Yes, most definitely they are.
I saw the first episode and I saw the last episode, and it definitely held my attention. So that's
this was one I tried to.
Didn't fall asleep.
I tried to watch this one.
That's the highest compliment.
It is for that movie. This was exciting to me at the beginning, and then I just fell off. I fell off on this one. I never finished it, but I know it's very popular. Cole has it at his second most anticipated. Kyle has it third. Mike has it. Gave it a 19. Mike Mack, of course, our Marvel guy, gave it.
I just want to watch him big-eared out now. You don't even help him anymore.
So only 8 people had it on their list, but those 8 people had it really high. So this is a show that you either loved, or didn't care about at all. That's Loki Season 2. Let's go back to the East Coast for the next one. We're going to once again bring Tony Betty on because
I'm still here.
Relates to animation. Coming in at number 13, most anticipated of the year, is Moana: Journey of Water.
Did I rank this the highest out of anybody? I bet I did.
By far. Oh no, actually no. You tied with LM.
Luke. Okay. First of all, I love Moana. Moana is a fantastic movie.
I know. My wife had it 18th, even higher than you.
Oh, okay. All right. Everybody
see you cry. Go on. Sorry.
It might happen. This is so a lot of people from what I like when I like listen to the park, whatever, they're building a new Moana ride. Not a ride. It's a walkthrough trail, but it features interactive and choreographed water effects and fountains. So it already has my attention with a movie I love, with and then add life injected water to it, and it's great.
There's some concept art for what's going to be there. Where is Tafiti in this concept art, Tony? How does this work?
She's in the left. She takes up most of the frame. In the picture you just showed?
The concept
in the concept art. I don't know. They have the Moana swirl thing in the middle there, which I do believe is the trademarked description of it. But yeah,
Okay.
She's not in the concept art. I know she was in the model at the D23 Expo. But yeah, not in the concept art. The concept art just really almost tries to drive home this is just a walking path, even though
for sure.
it will have far more than 3 people in it. Especially because it's
Journey of Water.
Inspired by Moana. Yep.
Good point. Good point.
Yep. And it's at the right as you come into the park. I don't know where the entrance for this trail is going to be, but right as you come in the park, Spaceship Earth, right to the right as you go to the Seas Pavilion. That's where you'll find Journey of Water inspired by Moana in a very high traffic area. And it's a walking path. So I don't know if they're going to like kind of limit it. I in my head, I'm picturing it something like the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail at California Adventure, where you go in one point and kind of work your way through it and then come out the other. But we'll see.
I think it's funny that in the Jungle Cruise, they call it, the backside of water is the 8th wonder of the world. And they're like, no, we're serious. It's the 8th wonder of the world. Come look at the backside of water in this direction.
And it teaches us about the water cycle, which is very important.
14 people do rankings here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said it. I just said it quietly. Don't worry about it.
Said the quiet part out loud. One of my favorite phrases. That's one that doesn't bug me, Kyle. That's one I really enjoy, actually.
Okay, good to know. I'm going to have to keep that.
I said the quiet part out loud?
Yes. You would think it would bother me, but no. We had 14 people do rankings. Only one thing got all 14 people's list.
Wow.
Nothing got on 13 people's. This one tied. It made it on 12 people's list, which only a couple of things did. So no one has it that high, but everyone is looking forward to Journey of Water. Everyone, just about everyone, is excited about something new coming to Epcot, except for Benji and Alex, which cracks me up. And considering how in the know they are, maybe they know something we don't know. All right, coming up next, we once again go to Zacks of Life. Kyle, as we get to number 12, why do you have this ranked only 14? 14 on your list, Secret Invasion.
So we haven't seen a ton from this yet, but this is a very well-known comic story that kind of we don't know how they're going to do it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be able to be contained to just a single Disney Plus series like this. But I know my excitement for it comes mostly from Mac, who has wanted this for a long time and has said this is one of his favorite comic stories. And things could get crazy if they wanted to. So the idea, if you remember the Skrulls from Captain Marvel, the ones that, and they're also in Spider-Man Far From Home, where they're shapeshifters. So we don't know who is actually who they say they are and who is a Skrull, or potentially they'll make some changes to that. But yes, that's what the Secret Invasion is, that you'll see here. All these people suddenly turn into this. So there could be some big ramifications. You've imagined that there could be Avengers that we've known for years that haven't been actually themselves for years.
Was that Olivia Colman?
I think so.
That's such cheating.
Oscar star power in here.
We could find out all this time Iron Man had them in Iron Man.
Yeah. And he's dead, but
this is why
Tony Stark could be alive, because the Tony Stark that died could not be Tony Stark.
Did we find out Ben Kingsley really is the Mandalorian? That would be pretty cool.
Or the Mandarin. Either way.
I didn't think I was right, but I couldn't think of a better one, so I thought maybe I am right. But no, apparently not. All right, that's Secret Invasion. Another one that made 11 lists, actually. Yeah, nope, sorry, only made 8. But those 8 people are very, very excited.
Can we just get a live stream of Doobie like analyzing the analytics?
Nope, you can't. Becca, who's BG?
Bill Gousel.
Bill has it 21.
I'll give you credit for not knowing that one. I'm actually typing to Bill right now.
Figgy, Benji had it as 21, so some people are really excited, but most of us don't care. All right, coming up next, we are going to go back to Mike Celestino because among the things he covers is Henson for us, and number 11 is Muppet Mayhem.
Yeah, so this is a series that's all about the Electric Mayhem, which is the band from the Muppet Show and the Muppet Movie, led by Dr. Teeth. And you've got all those famous members of the Electric Mayhem, and it's going to be kind of a behind the music type mockumentary, I believe, about their history within the world of the Muppets. I'm pretty excited for this. We haven't seen any footage from it, I don't think, because I missed the T23 panel. But I think it'll be fun at the very least, because it's the Muppets.
Are you a fan of the Muppets, Tony?
Oh, yeah. I don't have them up here. I had a beaker hanging off my shelf for a while. But yeah, like a big plush one.
So
Not
Muppets
the
Mayhem.
science measuring instrument, an actual plush Muppet beaker.
Our people are big Muppet fans. 11 of the 14 have that on their list, the highest being Jeremiah, which surprises me not at all. And
I thought it'd be Mike.
Pretty high. Mike only has it as gave it 12 points. So quite a few people have it higher than him. But yeah, which is surprising. So we've reached our top 10 people. Things that have not been mentioned yet that might be on the list. Things like Indiana Jones movie, maybe. Little Mermaid movie, perhaps. Tron. I think people might be excited for Tron. Doctor Who, I already said didn't
Hopefully
make the
that
list.
opens in 2023.
I don't know if we should be counting Tron, considering
we're
I'm
counting.
very happy we left it off
20?
of last year's list. I'll say that because the 2020 and 2021 were dicey, but last year we did not put on Tron. We're smart.
What else? High School Musical, the next season of High School Musical, the musical the series. Pixar Place Hotel. Are people excited for that? We'll find out in just a moment. As we enter the number 10, and coming in at number 10, we're going
to take a commercial
break. Yeah, me too. We'll be right back.
Of most anticipated things of 2020 has been brought to you by Mouse Fan Travel for all your Disney travel needs. MouseFanTravel.com. Make sure you tell them that Laughing Place sent you. Now back to our show. Zach's of
We
Life.
got an LPTV bumper.
Yeah, I don't have that. Oh, wait. God, dang it. I don't have
It's
it.
very rough if you have it.
I don't have
very
it.
rough.
Sorry. Laughing Place TV. Check it out. LaughingPlace.com/TV app coming soon.
Seriously?
I've been working on it.
Why do I not know these things? Sorry.
Why should you? You're just a peon here.
Okay. Well, all right. Fair enough.
Just kidding. You're my favorite person
I'm
in the
an
whole
orc.
world.
Are we getting into Dungeons and Dragons today?
All right, I'm ready.
Coming in at number 10 as we hit the top 10 in our list is The Marvels.
Yeah, so this previously known as Captain Marvel 2. This one will have Carol return as Captain Marvel. We'll also see Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. Might have seen a little bit of a tease for this movie at the end of that series if you stayed through the credits, I believe. And should be, I think Monica Rambeau from WandaVision will also be in this, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, even if I know the first Captain Marvel is kind of hit or miss for fans. I liked it well enough, and I think this one will be even better because you'll have those other characters in there. I really enjoyed the Ms. Marvel series, so I'm excited to see Kamala on the big screen.
Let's see. The Marvels. Mike Max very excited for it. Only made 9 lists, but again, Marvel people get very excited. Luke Manning, Bill, Kyle gave it 16 points. Alex, 10 points. Mike Celestino gave it 10 points. Mike, you're excited for the Marvels?
Yeah, I'm pretty into the MCU. You know, I don't talk about it a lot, but we consume all that stuff.
Breaking news: Mike is into the MCU. Have you been a guest on Facts of Life?
I have several times, yes.
Okay, I need to listen to that show. I feel bad. All right, next up, we're going to go back to Tony Benny for this one because this is right up his alley, despite the fact it's on the West Coast. Also known as Grassy Knoll, we have
going back to Zapruder. Wow.
Another Zapruder reference. Top 23 Disney Zapruder references of 2023.
What can you tell us about it, Tony?
You didn't introduce it. You just said Grassy Knoll.
Well, then you take it from there and say, "Oh, it's
Mickey
okay."
As part of Walt Disney Imagineering's new Green Space Initiative, held up by current President Barbara Booza, Mickey's Toontown is getting redone at Disneyland, and the good half of it of Mickey's neighborhood, Goofy's house, Donald's boat, and what was once known as Gadget's Go Coaster, now it's Chippendale's Gadget Coaster, is getting completely redone and revamped, as well as the kind of plaza in front of Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, and the trolley tracks are going away. So basically all of Toontown's getting affected by this, but all of the Goofy's Playhouse and that like structure is becoming like a green space with a wishing tree kind of concept to just kind of like hang out there. And then there's a lot of more like a play area kind of coming in, not as elaborately themed as Toontown was once at one point in time, but it's supposed to be a more calming, peaceful Toontown, which is kind of
not thinking about any incidents. Yeah. I've always thought of it as being a calm place. No, I make fun of them doing this whole green thing where every time they've announced an update, it feels like, oh, and it's going to have more green spaces. It's like, all right, let's calm down there. But we all know that Toontown got nerfed long ago by the lawyers. And so I think doing anything is probably better.
No, I agree with that. It's definitely in the more of the kind of like the themed city park play idea versus like the elaborately themed play structures of a residence turned into a bouncy house. So, yeah.
This is New Mickey's Toontown coming in March, right?
Yes, even though Runaway Railway, which is also opening in Toontown, opens on January 27th.
Yes, but there's just going to be like a little corridor going.
I'm assuming it's going to be like the rolling planter wall, all after you go under the train tracks into Toontown, up to Runaway Railway.
I think they're just blindfolding every guest until they get into the attraction.
That's 2.5D. This eyes going to be covered on your way in, so you don't see anything that they're doing.
11 lists this made. One person had it as their most anticipated. I think this is the first thing we run across where, yes, it is on someone's list as most anticipated. No, World of Color 1 was for Tony. But this is for Rebecca, her most anticipated thing. Cole has it all the way up at 19. Again, 11 lists. Mike Celestino, our Southern California theme park reporter, put it way down at number 3. Kyle's got it number 4. I had it number 20.
I think I have it on there.
It's an exciting thing. You have it as number 13.
Yeah, even though it's supposedly based on that art, the Roger Rabbit fountain's gone now, but we'll be okay.
So it's exciting. I'm pretty excited about this one. The new land, even if it's just a retheme of another land, is always very, very exciting.
And I like Green Tomorrowland. Did you call it a new land?
Technically, this is Tony here.
Even that was the start of the Walt Disney Imagineering Green Space Initiative because that was AgriFuture, right?
Yeah, that was a bad retheme. This looks good. I mean, I'm sorry. I like a park. I don't mind it at all, and this looks pretty cool to me. So anyway,
it's fun to do it. It's just that they did it so many times. Like, hey, you know all that stuff over by in downtown Disney? Well, we're gonna make it grass.
Wonderful green space.
It's like a reverse.
I like it every time. I like it every time. I really do. I'm a big fan of a park being a park. So sue me. You'll get old one day too. All right, we have reached
paying $120 a day for.
Oh, here we go. People don't pay $100 just to go to a park, ride carny rides. I swear, I went through all this in 2001. I've been around doing this stuff so long.
This goes back to that stream I was with you guys on when I talked about time being cyclical. So,
goodness, it is funny the way the same arguments just gets, no matter what happens, and then 20 years later, who wants to pay $150 to go on a spinner? 20 years later, how dare they take out a Bug's Land? I mean, it's
well, at least there was a spinner and not just a lawn, but
it was a puddle park. Half of the park was a puddle park.
Oh, if we're talking about Bug's Land, yeah.
Yes, I mean,
which technically was also carried over from Bountiful Valley Farm as the Caterpillar,
right,
tractor sprinkler experience.
To no end about that, to no end. And thankfully, in the internet, you can still go read those complaints. And then when they closed it, people wanted to tie themselves to the entrance to Bug's Land and say, "How dare you?" It's just hilarious.
Well, I
Disney,
can't
do whatever
they
you want. Do whatever you
want. A coffee shop called Carousel and didn't put a carousel in it. They just put up a picture of a carousel in this tiny little coffee shop. How dare they? This is the worst thing.
That coffee shop. That coffee shop looks cheap.
If a cruise ship can fit
it's a tiny coffee
carousel, a coffee shop can too.
That coffee shop, it's just so plain. I'm not one to complain, as you just heard. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to number.
It's the black coffee of coffee shops. It's just nothing to it.
I'd rather have coffee than not have coffee and have.
I like my coffee like I like my number 8. This one's for you, Mike.
Okay.
Ahsoka. Coming in at number 8 is Ahsoka.
This is a spin-off of The Mandalorian, and it stars Rosario Dawson as former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, who left the Jedi Order in the Clone Wars cartoon, and we've been following her ever since. She's had a number of adventures in other media, and now she's getting her own live-action TV show where she may very well be seeking out Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels and Grand Admiral Thrawn. I'm very excited for it. I know others are too.
I'm very excited for this. It was I gave it 15 points. Mike gave it 21 points, the third most anticipated. Luke 20. This made 10 people's list. I'm really surprised it didn't make more. Tony Betty has no interest. Tony, is that correct? Nah. We're a diverse group here at Laughing Place, which I'm.
It's one of the things I love about our team.
But he's like, nah. How about you, Kyle? Any excitement over Ahsoka? I know you're a big fan of Ashley Eckstein.
Well, this isn't Ashley Eckstein. I actually did go to Rosario's panel at C2E2.
Still going to hear from her about it, though, I'm sure.
And she seemed lovely, but I don't remember if I put any points on this. But I like The Mandalorian. I haven't seen the cartoons, as Doobie calls them, so I think that kind of throttles it because I'm not going to get a lot of the things that people are excited about. So yeah.
My wife and I both gave this 15 points, so we're going to enjoy this a lot watching it together. If your wife is into these Star Wars series as you are, Mike?
She definitely watches all of them with me. I wouldn't say she's as into them as I am, though.
Did she love Andor?
She really liked Andor. I think I liked it more than she did, though.
Okay. All right, we're going to go back to Mr. Zacks of Life for this next one. Give me 1 second to prepare it. In the meantime, Mouse Fan Travel for all your Disney travel needs. And that is, oh, come on, you can do better than that.
Well, I was going to ask if Mike's wife is allowed to have her own, opinions and whatever, like Morgan does.
Hey, if you're going to quote me, put it in the proper context. It's like, you know what? Today I'm going to allow you to have an opinion. That's what that just came across as.
Here's the quote. She's allowed to have criticism and beliefs that conflict with my own, followed by a smiley face, the universal symbol of I'm just joking.
I would also like to point out this was a plug that she watched Strange World and liked it. Everybody else should watch Strange World too. Not the sequel.
Better like it because she lives with you. Number 8, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. Zacks of Life co-host Kyle Burbank.
Previously known as Agatha, House of Harkness. I'm not 100% sure which title I like better. But this is going to be
Coven
a spin-off
sounds like
of sorts
oven.
from Coven does sound. Thank you.
Sorry, very few people are going to get that reference, so I won't.
I don't get it, but it's still hilarious.
Spin-off of WandaVision. We don't know where this is going to be set. Will it be set in Westview, or will it be like a prequel where we see more of her, given the name Coven, which sounds like oven? It might be back in the 1800s for all we know. But I know Agatha was a breakout star of WandaVision, and so it makes sense that people want to see more of her.
She was the breakout star of WandaVision, that's for sure. This was a big one for our people, 11 people. MK.
Marshall Knight.
Marshall Knight is second most anticipated thing. Same for Alex. Let's see. Mike Celestino gave it 15 points. That's a big one. Benji 18. Our Marvel guy Mike Mack only gave it 12. He wasn't as big a fan as this as other Marvel things. I'm guessing, Kyle.
I guess not. I think Secret Invasion had his number.
And Kyle, though, this is his most anticipated thing. Is that right, Kyle?
I don't remember. Is it?
Okay, it is right. I'm not lying to you. So you just take that as a transition to say why it's your number one above all else.
Thank you. Well, I do hope that we get to see her in Westview. Even though I'm unsure of that, I'm excited to see her. I think Catherine Hahn is great. She's one of those that you've probably seen a bunch when it wasn't Anna Gasteyer. And then now she's kind of getting her moment in the sun. And I think that's great.
Okay, Tony?
Yeah, that was good. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So that is our number 8 most anticipated. We are getting high up on the list, which means there's going to be a lot of Marvel here.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
Rolls. And so next Marvel, let's see. Let me check out the ratings here. Mike Celestino gave this a high rating. So even though it's Marvel, Mike, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm so excited for this movie. So Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite of the MCU subcategory franchises. Love James Gunn, love the cast of these movies. Such a fun adventure comedy series. And this is the big finale of that series. And I think it's going to be very emotional and very funny. And I think that they haven't shown a lot in the trailer, so we really don't know what the plot is going to be all about, but I have faith in James Gunn as a filmmaker, and I'm super psyched.
You can tell it's going to be serious because they spell out volume.
What's that?
You can tell it's serious because they spell out volume instead of just doing the VOL.
Oh, yeah.
Dot.
Oh, no. I put a VOL period in the video.
I saw that, and I almost told you, and then I decided that it would have taken up too much room.
What happened, Doobie?
Sorry, I messed up my count here. Okay, this is actually number 6. Number 7. Agatha was number 7. Well, I was looking at the scroll, and 2 number 8 showed up, and I instantly knew there was a problem with 2 number 8. Nothing gets past me. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Kyle, though, you actually had this as your. No, you didn't have it that high. Sorry, my bad. No one has this as their most highly anticipated, which I'm a little surprised about.
Is there anything that, like, the majority of people said was their highly anticipated, or does everybody have a different highly anticipated, like their number 23?
I don't see anything where 2 people had it as their most highly anticipated.
That's pretty incredible and awesome.
Okay,
I like that.
Say anything, but that's fun. That's fun to know for a personal reason that we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so curious now.
Poor Luke, his number 1 didn't even make the list, so that's one that gets ruled.
Wait, what was Luke's number 1?
Doctor Who.
As we get closer, can we reveal what everybody's number 1 was?
Sure, let's do that. That's a fun idea.
People didn't know we were going to dox them on this show when they signed up, but that's fine.
You work for LP, you're getting doxxed. That's a fact.
We're not revealing their home address.
Oh, I take that back.
There
is one thing that 3 people had as their most anticipated, and it's actually the next one on our list.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to give it away just yet. 4 people. 4 people. Wow.
But that's
exciting.
number 5.
It's number
And
5.
overall, it's number 5.
Wow, that's fun.
4 people had it. So I think
Your
we got
curve
Doctor
really isn't
Who
a good formula.
was Luke. It's taking on the whole, man. Taking on the whole. All right, so let me
I was
compare
referencing
that.
my inability to vote properly, but yes.
This one
I'm
is
impressed
going to
that
be
the
for
scrolling
you.
banner is still allowing you to add to it. In my experience, it usually cuts me off. So
The scrolling banner, the regular banner cuts you off. The scrolling banner allows for like 2,000 characters. No, 1,000 characters. So we're cool on the scrolling banner. The regular banner does cut you off. I found this out yesterday doing whatever show that was.
Drafting Place,
Right.
go watch it on the LP YouTube channel.
I didn't do that one. I didn't find it out then. That was my
Do
wife.
we
All
replay
right.
shows on Laughing Place
Yes.
TV? Okay.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. All right. Coming up at number 5, the number 1 choice of Alex, Benji, Lee, and Marshall. We have Tony.
Yeah, I'll get ready for it. Disney Wish, not the ship.
Ship.
This is the 60-second feature from Walt Disney Animation Studios. And it's supposed to tell the tale of I forgot her name.
Her
But
name
she
is Wish.
No, that is it's not. The logic is sound, but no, that's not right. But she is voiced by Ariana DeBose, and it's a movie that talks all about the power of wishing upon a star. And one of the characters is also a star named Star. And you could actually see Star hidden in the credits of Strange World. Watch it now on Disney Plus. But yeah, we were treated to one of the songs from it at D23 Expo. So if you go back and watch our video, I do believe that's in there still. Is that right, Kyle? Do you know?
I don't know,
what's
but I
the
do
goat's
know that
name?
we talked about it.
The goat's name is Valentino, and he is voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah.
He went to Juilliard, and he was voicing goats. But yes,
Disney Wish, the highest. I will ruin now. This is the highest ranking animated film on our list. Go ahead, Tony.
I was going to say it's also supposedly going to pay homage to all the Disney Animated Studios features because it's the 100 years, even though it's the 60-second feature. So I think it's kind of a fun number to play with, but whatever. And then it has like just from like the styles alone, it's going to have like homages to Pinocchio with some of the styles, but it also will go in from 2D into 3D and 2D and 3D. So we'll see. I'm very interested in how they're going to do it animation wise.
It's kind of a CG makeover.
I made it.
You know, I can't tell, and that's what's intriguing about it for me from the artistic standpoint. There,
I made
think
a joke.
her name is Asha.
Asha, yes.
Oh, there you go. I made a joke about
Not
this
Wish.
movie when I was talking to Benji in one of our D23 Expo live streams, and I want to repeat it now because I feel like it went underappreciated.
Okay, Mike, we'll give you proper appreciation.
I didn't realize this is a set from the workshop as material, but go on.
Yeah, so this movie is about where the wishing stars come from that a lot of characters will wish upon in the Disney animated films. And I joked that it should turn out that the villain of this movie is the person responsible for all of the parents' deaths in all the Disney movies. That's like the twist. No?
So the villain is Walt himself?
Gotta try a few more opening night. Gotta test that.
Yeah, do some open mic nights, Mike.
I recommend you give that a try on Who's the Boss. Rebecca will give you the pat on the back you so richly desire, and you can move on with your life.
Do you know why that is, Mike? You know why that is, right?
Why what is?
Why there's always almost one parent. Almost always one parent.
Oh, I don't know.
And this is cited in the PBS American biography, whatever that show is, of Walt Disney. It's because Walt Disney bought his parents a house that was leaking carbon monoxide, and his mother succumbed to it. And that's what they say in the PBS show.
That's what Walt Disney and Weird Al Yankovic have in common.
Is that was both of his parents, wasn't it?
Both of his parents died from carbon monoxide.
This is how you do be a
show. I thought
Mike's
joke brought down the show, but
yeah. So
come up on an up-tempo record, do a dog dying death dedication.
Anyway, take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and maybe this is the time to show our in memoriam for 2023. Okay, so Disney Wish.
Tony,
finished number
plug it.
5.
Speaking of
Oh
tragedies,
no,
and everything,
2022.
tune
If we
into
did that
the.
more in 2023, that'd be really cool. If we did that now.
Do we have that? Do we have that ready to go?
For 2023?
Yeah, we're predicting who's gonna make it.
Oh,
Who's not
sorry,
gonna-
I forgot what year it was again. This is like the third time this week. Oh,
4 people had that as their top movie. 11 people overall. It is the highest ranking animated movie on our list, but not the highest ranking movie. Disney Wish at number 5. Mike Celestino, by the way, did not have it on his list.
Sorry.
One of a kind.
It's him.
One of a kind.
He's the problem.
It's because I
Only
think
not
it's
everybody.
because of the joke. People didn't like his joke. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. Still underappreciated in my time. Also, Doobie, didn't you say you had outgrown animation?
Cartoons, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I only gave it 11 points. That's pretty low for such a thing. All right. Coming up, we have now reached
but you gave it
top
points,
4.
and that's commendable.
The top 4 most anticipated things that's determined by the editorial staff of Laughing Place. For this one, we are going to go to someone who gave it 18 points, the highest points on our panel. Kyle Burbank, tell us why we should be so excited about Ant-Man Quantumania.
So a few reasons. First of all, I don't know why I never saw the first Ant-Man in theaters, but that was a big mistake because that is now one of my favorite MCU movies.
Even I saw Ant-Man in theaters.
Great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And this one is going to kick off Phase 5. We're meeting the real version of Kang. Spoilers for Loki. We meet a version of Kang, but it was not Kang. Now this is actually Kang.
Was it Kodos?
I want to make that joke every single time. Yeah. And it could have big implications for the next 2, not just the next phase, but the next 2 phases, because the Kang Dynasty is the next Avengers film. So presumably this will tie into that and should be fun.
And this is coming out when? Anybody know off the top of their head?
I think it's in February.
It's pretty
not
soon.
Too far away. Which I also will say, I feel like that's another theme of a lot of these. Like Mike was like, how did Ant-Man beat Guardians of the Galaxy? And I was like, yeah, that is kind of weird. But I feel like when we know something's coming up sooner, we tend to vote it higher.
I love the first Ant-Man and the second Ant-Man. This one concerns me because of all this quantum stuff. What I love about Ant-Mans is they're so grounded, and this one looks very so. But we shall see. I could be proving wrong. If there's Baskin Robbins involved in retelling a story, then I'll be happy. This made 12 lists.
Baskin Robbins is in one shot of the trailer, so
it's there.
You think it'd be 31 shots?
Very good. Mike Mack had it as his number 1 most anticipated thing. Benji had it second. Kyle gave it 18 points. Mike Celestino gave it 17 points. And Tony Betty left it off his list. I need to see if there's anything other than the one that got everybody that all 4 of us had on their list. I don't think there is, actually, which cracked me up. Oh, yeah, there is. There is. New Mickey's Toontown. All right, so that is Ant-Man Quantumania, the 4th most anticipated thing coming up in the world of Disney, as determined by the only thing that matters.
I keep thinking Kyle's Elemental poster is a World of Color poster.
Sorry. Just a different one of your loves.
Yeah.
For number 3, we have reached the top 3 people. Some things that we still haven't mentioned. The Little Mermaid movie, can you believe it's either in the top 3 or did not make the list? Moon Girl and
Part of our list.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, perhaps the top 3, perhaps did not make the list. I
thought you were actually saying that that's what it was. And I was like, what? How?
Peter Pan and Wendy, Toy Story Roundup Rodeo, top 3 or not on the list. We'll find out soon. Number 3, coming in the wheelhouse of Mike Celestino, we have Indiana Jones and the Zest of Destiny. Go ahead, Mike.
So, this is the big finale of that series as well. Harrison Ford claims it's his last time playing this character, and he is certainly up there, so that would make sense. and it's a new director. It's kind of a fresh take on it because it is a fresh take, but also kind of going back to the roots of Indiana Jones. I think it's a good choice. James Mangold from Logan and other films is the director of this one. And it's got a lot of potential, and I think people are kind of approaching it cautiously because of the last one, but I'm certainly excited to see what they are cooking up.
I was going to ask,
Shia
is this like a
LaBeouf's
Jurassic World where it forgets the other sequels?
Don't know.
Okay. I mean, it should only forget one of them, but yes.
Right. I believe that Mangold has said in an interview that they are going to explain why Shia LaBeouf is not in it.
He's not famous anymore.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. I'm a little bit crazy. Mike had this as his second most anticipated thing of the year. Don't tell us what your first was. It might be coming up. But Cole had this number one. So clearly he did not see Crystal Skull, and he has way too much anticipation for this. As did
He's
Bill.
young. He might like Crystal Skull for all we know.
No one likes Crystal Skull.
I don't know. He was like,
The
oh my gosh,
director.
that's so cool. Indiana Jones is my hero because he survived a nuclear blast in a refrigerator. That's just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Which was supposed to be a Back to the Future.
And they cut it
For the record. Yes.
Bill had this at number 23. This made 11 list. My wife had this as 19 points. So I look forward to you and her getting to talk about this after having seen it, considering you're both anticipating it very, very highly.
Gio's comment,
Kyle.
I have to point out, even the fridge and the monkeys. The monkeys was the worst part of the fourth one for me. I was like, really? That and the ants. The ants like doing the thing.
I fell asleep. It was so boring at the end.
Well,
It's
that's,
all the-
as
all
Kyla
the
said, the
alien
Doobie
stuff.
Standard.
If the alien stuff is like, come on. Kyle, this did not make your list.
Yeah. I saw 4. It was probably that and Ocean's 12 were probably my least favorite movies that I've seen in theaters, like expecting to like them, and just was like, wow, this is terrible. So
All right. I saw 4, and I am not a fan of the franchise, but I am looking forward to this. There's going to be an excitement in the air when this comes out, and I appreciate that excitement, even for a movie that's not really for me. So I gave it 4 points.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about getting a new Indiana Jones movie is they're making a bunch of new Indiana Jones merchandise, like all the artifacts that they're selling at the parks now. There's new action figures coming out. There are going to be new Lego sets from Indiana Jones. I love the marketing blitz and merchandising blitz that surrounds a new indie film.
There will be a ton. This is the first indie film that Disney is putting out, and there's some excitement there. And something inherently exciting
That's
about
true.
that, I think.
I would not be surprised if we see the character in Disneyland again. I know he's already in.
I was going to
Hollywood
ask
studios.
Mike, do you think they'll do anything with the attraction?
Well, they're certainly fixing it up. They've got
Yeah.
it closed. I don't know if it's closed yet. I think at the beginning of January, they're going to close it for a extended refurbishment. Hopefully, fix it up because a lot of the effects are not working lately. So that would be nice. I don't know what else they'll do in the park, but hopefully something.
well, last time they had Indy at Disneyland, they had him punch a woman. So that was interesting. Do you remember that?
Is Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny the final chapter of the Indiana Jones saga? Is that true?
Certainly Harrison Ford's final time playing the character. I
want you
would
on
not be
record right
shocked
now,
if they
Mike.
eventually. What's that?
I want you on record right now. Will
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones character die in the film?
Good question. I'll say yes.
Mike Celestino rooting for death. Put it up. Put it down.
2023 is
Harrison
memoriam
Ford.
video coming at you.
We should do an in memoriam for characters.
Ooh.
That would be like, 6. I can't think of any character that would die, but I'm sure plenty have. Like the
The
guard
problem
in
is so
Andover.
many characters die and then come back. So gonna have to retract it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we have reached number 2. We have reached the one that was on the only thing to be on all 14 lists of the entire survey, but it only was number 1 for one person, Jeremiah Good, who's not here today. So we will let Tony talk about this. It's on his coast.
Well, I
Tony,
hope so.
Any day now. That's right. Tron Light Cycle / Run.
As you said, coming any day now to Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland after being announced, what, a decade and a half ago? I think they announced Magic Kingdom before Shanghai at this point.
I almost said, Tony, take this non-cynically. And apparently I should have.
Wait a minute. When we're done with talking about Tron, I want to go back to Indiana Jones for a second, but just
okay.
Continue, and then I'll interject my thoughts.
No, Tron was announced in 2017. I honestly forgot at this point, but it was announced a long time ago. As it was so successful in Shanghai, they decided let's bring it to Magic Kingdom, and we've been waiting ever since. But now the last D23 Expo, just a few months ago, they said finally we're going to give a specific date. We're here to tell you, spring 2023. So literally any day now. They're putting people on it. I know that in terms of Josh D'Amaro and some Christmas parade performers. But so it is theoretically ready. It's just a matter of popping people on it. I'm excited because based on the Shanghai stats and people I know who've already been on that one, I can ride it. So I'm excited.
It's also
Tron
only
Legacy.
a minute and a half. So it's funny
Tron
you have a long
Legacy
wait
is,
for a ride that's 90 seconds.
Well, there won't be a wait, Kyle, because it'll be a virtual queue.
No, I mean the wait for it to get built.
Oh, got it. Yes.
Tony Betty, for those that don't know, which is another phrase that does not need to be said, but I say all the time, has limitations on the coasters he can ride lest he end up on our in memoriam. So, but he is happy to hear that he'll be able to ride.
Would it be the character one or the real
Kaplan.
one?
That's a good question. That's an excellent question.
No, I'm honestly excited. Tron's one of my favorite movies. I'm also excited because I love the soundtrack for Tron Legacy, and that's what they lifted for the attraction. So I'm very, very excited. Despite my impatient qualms about it, I am very, very excited for this attraction to open. Hence,
have any of us ridden this in Shanghai? Kyle's actually been on Tron Light Cycle Run, and as a result, Kyle gave this.
Was that Kyle there?
Points.
Oh no, okay.
13 points, Kyle. So, should we lower our expectations, or are we right to be that excited about this?
It's really cool. My fear is that people might be a little uncomfortable with the way you need to get into the seat. Like if you look at the way people were boarding it at the D23 Expo, everyone's doing more like casual thing, but you really have to bend over it, and that thing like locks against your back. So I think some people are probably going to have issues with that, and then I think others will probably be a little disappointed with how short the ride is. But I'm most excited, as fun as the ride is. I think the one in Shanghai looks gorgeous, so I'm excited just to kind of stare at this whole area once it's done.
Yeah. I agree with you about the seats, Kyle, because I know it's a kind of a more extreme version of the Flight of Passage seat, from my understanding. And a lot of people complain most about Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom. So it'll be interesting to see how this one is garnered over in this audience and demographic.
Well, that's the question, demographic. Is it size friendly? Disney has a history of being size friendly for almost everyone, but lately, Flight of Passage, some of their stuff is not quite as friendly. Do you have any sense if this is going to be more or less friendly than Flight of Passage?
I would guess less, just because I do feel like Tony's saying, I feel like it does push down your back even more. So I don't know how far that needs to click for that to be allowed. Especially because you're actually moving instead of just simulated motion.
Right. I feel like I need to be a little bit less excited now. I gave it 22 points, figuring, yay, I get to ride this thing. But
you'll get there.
You'll get there, yeah.
I want to get there whenever it opens. All right, so that was Tron Light Cycle Run. All of our lists ranging from 7 points all the way up to 23 for Jeremiah.
Gio just said something interesting. I don't know the validity of that, but
Gio says there is a special seat in the back. Oh, I hope that is true. That is one. Thanks, Gio. Put somebody on research for that. Anyone on this panel that actually has Disney World as their beats that can research that? All right, that was Tron Light Cycle Run. That leaves.
I have to make sure somebody else doesn't check it out first.
That leaves only one. Can anybody?
Wait.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Go
Mike.
back to Indy. So I was thinking about the potential of Indiana Jones dying in this movie, and I was thinking about in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, where at the beginning of every episode we see a 90-something-year-old Indiana Jones telling the story of his younger self. But at the same time, those segments were kind of decanonized when they were put on home video. George Lucas just took them out. So depending on which continuity you believe, because the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles was actually referenced in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so it's kind of officially recognized as canon. But I guess the question is, does he die or does he just lose an eye? Because he has an eye patch in the old Indy segments. That's my thought.
Thank you, Mike.
I guess we'll just have to figure out what his
Apple.
destiny is when we dial in our theatrical viewing.
So we have reached number one. I'm going to very quickly go through the top 23 up until this point. We have Skeleton Crew coming to Disney Plus, X-Men 97, Disney Cruise Line's 25th anniversary, Elemental, the latest Pixar cartoon, World of Color 1, Haunted Mansion film, new Epcot fireworks, Wondrous Journeys at the Disneyland Resort, Runaway Railway at Toontown Disneyland, Loki Season 2, Journey of Water, Secret Invasion, Muppets Mayhem, The Marvels, Mickey's New Toontown at the Disneyland Resort, Ahsoka coming to Disney Plus, Agatha, Coven, not Oven of Chaos, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Wish from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, number 2 with Tron Light Cycle Run, and number 1 coming to Disney Plus, Mike Celestino. Giving it away. Tell us, Mike Celestino, what number 1 is.
Well, if you were right earlier, this means that I'm the only voter whose top choice was also the top choice of the list.
I was wrong. It was also my top choice.
Okay. So you and me, Doobie. Yeah, I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have really proven themselves as being a good team of collaborators. They really captured the spirit of Star Wars and made, created some very new and very interesting new characters that people have already become very attached to. I'm very excited to see where the series is going. I know there were some complaints about how they continued their story in the Book of Boba Fett, but I think we'll all be happy to have them back in their own series. Mando and Grogu going on some more adventures together starting in March.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I just want to hear that as a theme song now. Mando and Grogu going on adventures together.
I'm a little surprised this is number 1. I know people are anticipating it, but I feel like usually there's more anticipation of something completely new as opposed to just the 3rd season of something that, we've had 2 seasons of. So that's just a testament to how completely loved this was by pretty much everyone not named Tony Betty, who did not bother putting this on his list.
Sorry, Mike.
Still won. I still won.
It surprised me. Jeremiah doesn't have this on this list. I thought he was a Mando fan. I know he's a...
That must be a mistake because he is a big fan. It should have been even higher than number 1.
It won by even more. I didn't even notice those points over there. It won by 4
You thought
points.
it said the Mandarin.
I don't like those little oranges either.
So Rebecca's anticipating it very highly. Alex, Kyle, Benji, Marvel Mac is even, Luke. So, all right, let's have some fun here real quick. I want to find out who had something ranked high that didn't make the list at all.
Luke.
We know Luke did with Doctor Who, which not only did it not make the list, but it was...
Was he the only one that voted for it at all?
Let's see.
I think he got a couple of the smaller votes.
So it finished 32nd on a list of 23.
It might have been better if it was not so far down, because we literally didn't have it on until he's like, my number one's not even listed. So I added it to it for him. So it was all the way at the bottom of the sheet. So I kind of kneecapped him there. But
so Lee had it 20, and my wife has it 4, and those are the only votes that it got. I'm trying. So that's the only 23. That's the only top vote that didn't make the top 23. I'm checking 22 now. It looks like Pixar Place Hotel and Ironheart. What is Ironheart? Is that Marvel as well?
Ironheart is the Riri Williams series. We met her in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and excited to see more from her. I know I put that one on my list. So.
Yeah, it finished 27th. It wasn't way off. So, and Pixar.
My favorite number. So it works out.
It's out of it as well.
Was I the only person who voted for Pixar Place Hotel?
No, Pixar Place Hotel did not finish too bad, actually. It finished 26th.
Yeah, I love bowling.
You had it very high. You had it 22, which is a joke. But
why is that a joke?
Because it's a hotel. But it did make 7 people's
It's not even a new hotel.
I just
finished 26.
I don't know. I guess it would feel a lot like home where I'm sleeping around Pixar concept art, but I guess whatever.
I will say one that surprised me, not because I expected it to be really high, but I expected it to make the list, and it actually finished 24th, just off the list, and that is The Little Mermaid live action.
I was surprised by that as well.
Yeah, and I had it. I gave it 7 points. Alex gave it 20 points. Marshall 19 points.
I think people are souring on the live action remakes. They keep putting them out. I know the last couple have been on Disney Plus, but to make this a theatrical, and we haven't even seen that much from it. I think all of those factors kind of sabotaged it.
When Cinderella and the Jungle Book did good, they greenlit 19 for development. So I don't know what's next at this point. But
we've
had so many things floating around. Like there's supposed to be a live action Lilo and Stitch, and the Hercules from the Russos that's inspired by TikTok. Like there's all sorts of crap.
Yeah. Josh Gad's Hunchback. I could only accept Josh Gad in Hunchback if he's playing the George Costanza gargoyle. But
Hugo, I think it was that one.
The other one that really surprised me did make the list, and it wasn't even close, coming in 32nd, was the Adventureland Treehouse. I mean, I figure any attraction is going to make the list, especially one that's a throwback to Walt Disney for the 100th celebration.
I voted for it.
I am surprised that didn't make the list. I gave it 14 points. Very good vote. You gave it 14 points. You and I have some sense, Tony.
Okay.
Mike C gave it 6
I'm surprised I gave it that many, to be honest, but go on.
I think if you do the treehouse, and the canoes, how many calories do you think you burn? Like, do you reach your daily goals automatically?
Yeah, I used to do that to get my steps back when I was counting steps.
If you get steps for the canoes, I'm a little scared to ride with you. I think doing the treehouse and the canoes and getting a kids meal is called the McCarthy Special at the Disneyland Resort right now. I'm not mistaken. And Tony's gone. I'm trying to look at stuff that just Tony, get back. The Beautiful Things. I don't know what that is. Do you know offhand, Mike? Kyle? Probably some ABC thing.
The stuff that Benji got a list from publicity. So yeah,
it's a Hulu thing. The Beautiful Things is a show on Hulu, and it got 1 point from Alex. A Small Light, probably another show.
You probably saw a TCA preview or something.
A Small Light, The Crossover, and World's Best all got points from Bill and no one else. So again, these are probably from TV things. Prom Pact, which I know we're all looking forward to. Saint X, Will Trent coming on ABC. I keep seeing the commercial. Secret of Elephants, Doug Days, Carl's Date.
Hey, I voted for those ones.
Tony Betty gave it 10 points and no one else.
Which one did I give 10 points?
Doug Days.
Okay. Yeah, I was excited.
Secrets of the Elephants, you gave 9 points.
Yep.
Boston Strangler, which is
I thought you were just randomly saying Boston Strangler.
Boston Strangler, I can't remember if it's Hulu or ABC, but it's a series on, surprisingly enough, the Boston Strangler. No, it's a movie. I'm sorry. I gave it 10 points. I'm excited about that movie that I learned about filling out this list. And let's see.
Thanks for that clever link feature.
I know. It's really good, really well done. Up Here is a musical on Hulu that Alex is looking forward to. And that is the last of the things that only got one vote from our team.
What was the musical?
Up Here.
Oh, I thought you were saying there's a musical Up Here that Alex voted on.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pull it up.
No,
Star Wars
that wasn't even maybe
2.
trying to be funny. That was legitimate. Like I had no idea what you're talking about.
Can we talk about this comment real fast before we go?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love I don't know if I actually love The Page Master. It's one of those that I bought as a kid that I was like, I really like this movie, but I don't know if I actually like that movie or I just like that there was like live action and a cartoon. And so I was like, this is great. This is so cool. Macaulay Culkin.
Here's my biggest surprise. So High School Musical, the series, only got 2 people voting for it. The 4th season. Only got 2 people to vote for it. One person gave it 15 points.
Marshall? Yep.
Exactly. No, Marshall gave it 5. Cole.
Oh, wow. Cole.
He must be an Olivia Rodrigo stan.
Hold on. I'm bothering him right now about that. Hold on.
Doobie, is Stan, we're
gonna figure this out.
Okay to say around you?
Yes.
Okay.
For now. We'll see how long that lasts, but for now. All right, so those are some of the fun. And the highest international thing, I think, is World of Frozen coming to Disney, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Paris. And we just don't care about
Hong Kong, Paris.
Tokyo.
I assume Hong Kong and Paris, right?
Hong Kong and Paris, and there is a Frozen subland coming to Tokyo that is not included in this. I also don't know if they're the same at Hong Kong and Paris.
A whole new land finishes in 35th, while a new restaurant in Toy Story Land finishes in 30th. There might be some slight bias.
I just messaged Cole 15 points for High School Musical, the series, and he just got real serious with me. Tony, I love that show, and they left me on a crazy cliffhanger. Right there.
Has he already had his Jurassic water?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to say about this list? There's surprises, disappointments. Need to fight somebody and get something I like higher.
Oh, well, World of Color 1 obviously needs to be in the top 5.
It's hard to believe in a way.
A chance to see the preview that's going to be on Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. Maybe then it would have been higher.
It is a testament to the breadth of what this company does that the newest movie from Pixar Animation Studios, the greatest animation studios that ever was, only finished 20th. Don't you think, Tony?
I mean, I wouldn't even agree with you on the greatest animation studio that ever was comment, but it's up there.
Did you go with that?
What about Don Bluth?
The most consistent American animation studio.
Would be, even then.
My name is Batty.
Okay, fine. But still, certainly
consistent in what regard? Putting the story first? Yes, absolutely.
Consistent in the theme of consistency.
Yeah, making great movies consistently. Almost every one of their movies is great.
Which ones are the bad ones, Doobie? Because this is an objective matter.
Okay, we don't have all night, guys. So.
Yep.
The bad ones have been recent. Good Dinosaur, Turning Red, Lightyear. All right.
Turning Red's amazing. I don't know.
I like Turning Red.
Well, I know exactly what you're being.
I rolled my eyes when I heard the premise of Elemental. I was like, elements and they can talk. Like, come on.
I'll put it on the record now.
I'll
put it on the record now.
Yeah.
I agree with Mike. When I first heard the plot and everything, I was just like, well, exactly what I call it, Westfire story. So I'd like to be surprised. Pixar notoriously surprises me. So we will see.
Tony, when do the lights come down?
Probably by Three Kings Day. They're doing a Tron thing now, but they weren't doing a Tron thing when I wanted them to do a Tron thing. So,
all right. I think that's it, guys. It's been fun. Really been fun doing this.
Aren't you going to play our video?
Yes, I am. Thank you for reminding me. I'm glad both Tony and Mike came on. So We do have a video countdown of these top 23. We're going to play it right now. We're going to stay with you while we play it because I want our heads to be here in case we have anything we want to say. Benji really liked Elemento. Tiny little CEO flex right there. Thanks.
Yeah, the humble brag.
Can't help himself. Can't help himself. All right, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. View on YouTube. Pause.
That gives me hope for it, though. I will say that. Oh, I said it again. Hooray.
I will watch
the only audio here is the background music, right, Mike? Or
yes.
Do you use audio from trailers? Just background music?
No, it's just music. And I want to tell Tony I am going to watch Strange World also.
Do it. Everybody should watch Strange World.
All right, so I'm going to play this without music. Since
let me know when you do.
It's just music. I'm going to keep us on here so we can rip it to shreds as we watch together the 23 most exciting Disney things coming to 2023, which will be on our YouTube channel right after this show. Laughing Place.
It.
I did it on purpose. It's just music. I want us to talk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You said there's just music.
Are we riffing it?
Is that Jude Law?
That's Jude Law.
Star of AI, artificial intelligence.
That's what I think of him first, too. And then Contagion.
I think of him that year that he had like 6 movies, like Alfie and...
Yeah, I was proud of finding this clip. This really worked well in the video.
I love that clip. I have that clip in the LPTV rotation. Elemental, here it is. It's a good looking film.
I think so too.
All the Pixar movies look good. So
a lot like Soul, though, to be honest.
Everybody.
I wish there were any kind of video available for this instead of just
24 hours.
Yeah,
36 hours.
It's always the same piece of art.
Wait, we need to appreciate.
I love what you did here, Mike. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Thank you.
Well done.
This is again, no video. I just used the previous one.
I was worried that people are going to think that this is what the new fireworks were, but then I was like, no, they'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
This actually has video on the Disney Parks YouTube channel. Yeah.
This is exactly what it's like to go on the ride, by the way.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going through animated water.
That channel's old Toontown ad vibes, by the way.
This is all from season 1.
Oh, I never do it again.
I remember when Loki came out at D23. That was a moment. That was a moment. He seems to be one of those people who's really, really famous, but really likes being in the Disney family. Is that really Nick Fury? We don't know. Everything's going to change.
We don't know.
Because they're scrolls.
Scrolls. No.
I just hope this is like the Muppets meets Spinal Tap.
Oh, that would be pretty good.
That has potential to be hilarious. Is it a series, Muppets Mayhem?
I believe so. This is that end credits, the post-credits scene that Kyle was talking about from Ms. Marvel.
Look at all that green space.
Now we're getting to the good stuff.
Too late.
Is this
Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Oh, sorry, I was going to give her a line that she says. What's that?
Was that animated or live action?
Live action.
I was hoping Kyle would do the laugh too.
Oh, sorry. Hey, you guys are getting paid.
Why do you think Mantis is crying there?
Things happen.
This is going to be huge. Wish is going to be humongous.
As long as they market it.
They're going to market the heck out of that thing. And
I'm sure they
make
will.
So much money. I'm saying it now. Disney Wish will be the #1 movie of the year. Box office, period.
Wow.
Bigger than Titanic 2.
Ant-Man Quantumania will be the second straight MCU film where the threat comes from a teenager's science project. So that's good.
And finally, Mando makes his return. Do you think Baby Yoda will be in this season?
He's in the trailer. Right there.
Would it be funny?
Does Carl Weathers' character Mando ever just say that they're going to put it all together and make a stew out of it?
You know the shock, the end of episode 1, that Baby Yoda appears. Imagine the shock if the end of season 3, episode 1, Baby Yoda dies.
That would be something.
That would come on, Dave, give it to us. Just for shock value. Thanks for joining us.
Find another character of that in
Thank
memoriam
you.
video.
Thanks for tuning in for this. If you missed it, it's on our YouTube channel, but don't watch it that way. We'll put it on LPTV in about 8 hours.
I think we should say right now, if Grogu dies in the season 3 finale, he's going in our in memoriam video for 2023.
That sounds funny now until you have to do it in 12 months and realize how tacky it is. So we're not going to say that.
I don't think so. I think he would just do it. What about Indiana Jones?
We'll be back tomorrow night. Right, today's Friday. Yes, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Disney Trivia Live, where we will ring in the new year. We're starting 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and we will carry it at least 90 minutes to make sure we ring in the new year with you. Until then, Benji really likes Strange World. Lightyear, not so much.
Telling you, watch it. Disney